Hey guys, we're in the field today. Get the sun out of your eyes. I'm about to hook that pipe up right back there on the ground. I'm about to chop it all up and make it fit a well over there. But that's not what this video is about. This video, and just so you know, I try to bring value in every one of these videos. I'm trying to get all the people that watch me ahead of what's coming. And what's coming seems to be paper products are about to go up as well as everything else. And I'm about to call my brother-in-law and hear it from him. He's a 30-year vet, Marine Corps veteran. He's an enlisted officer. He's super sharp and a hard-working guy. Those two things, when they're said together, means they're sharp and hard-working. The crew's showing up. I got to go. But I hope you enjoy the phone call because it's very enlightening. Y'all have an awesome day. Like the video for me. Later. All right, let's give him a call.
Hello.
What's up, Trey?
You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you good now.
Well, you're telling me earlier about these loggers. I'm recording this call because I'm incapable of having Zoom out in the nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now.
Yeah.
Tell me about what's happening in the logging industry. What is your job title out there? What do you do?
Okay, so I am a procurement forester for a large paper products company. If you've eaten a pizza, the company that I work for made the box. We make all kinds of containers, but the mill that I specifically work for, we generate rolls of what's called liner board, which is a component to cardboard. And over the last 3 years, we've been under our logging force, the people that cut the trees down, that deliver those trees to our mill that we cut up to make pulp out of that gets turned into cardboard. They've been under extreme pressure from insurance rates, which are being driven up by ambulance chasing lawyers, insurance. So insurance costs have gone up. There's a shortage of drivers, and meaning that there's not a whole lot of new truck drivers coming into the workforce. So those truck drivers get moved around in a giant pool by different industries competing for the same drivers. So there's some of that. But most recently, with the massive and very rapid increase in fuel cost, basically they've got to have diesel fuel to run all their tree cutting equipment, and then the over the road or trucks that deliver the cut logs or cut pulpwood to our mill. And so to help with that, we have what's called a fuel surcharge. So like at a certain diesel price, we start giving them more money. They get paid on a per ton basis. So they get paid a certain amount of money for each ton of wood that they deliver to the mill. That's called a cut and haul rate. Well, our cut and haul rate goes up when fuel goes over $3.26. Let's just say $3.25. They get an increase. Well, a report that we get tracks diesel prices across the South. Diesel is now at the last report we saw, diesel was $5.11 a gallon. So that means we're paying almost $2 more to get that tree cut. And it doesn't sound like that much, but over 300,000 to 600,000 tons a year, that's a lot of money. So what happens is when I'm paying the landowner to cut his trees down, he gets what's called a stumpage price. Just think of it, I'm cutting a tree, leaving him a stump, and I'm paying him for the tree that was on that stump. So that's just easy way to remember stumpage price. Well, over the last 2 years, that stumpage value has gone down at least $2, if not more, per ton. So the further we have to truck that tree, the higher the cut and haul rate is. So your freight goes up, and that money has to come from somewhere, so it gets passed down to the landowner. There's other factors involved. I mean, we've done a really good job of growing pine trees in the South, so we have a abundant supply of virgin fiber or pine pulpwood. We have, but on top of that, we've also have an increase in our cost to produce the same paper. So it's got to come from somewhere. So the person getting really the people getting hurt are the private landowners that invested use of their land to grow pine trees.
So it sounds like the prices are going to have to go up for the goods in order for it to make sense to law.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, in fact, I did our budget. Me and the guy that I work for sat and did our next fiscal year's stumpage budget. That's where me and him sit and basically agree, or we work through, okay, this is what we think we're going to have to pay to get those same trees in the mill, and we've added several dollars to that budget. So my costs are going up, and at some point that's going to drive the price of paper up, and it all goes back to cheap or inexpensive energy makes it easier, or not easier, but it's cheaper to get that tree to the mill. Well, if that cost goes up, that cost gets passed around. And it's not because we're greedy, but we're gonna do everything we can to protect our profit margin. Yeah. So if my costs go up, then what I'm paying the landowner to get that tree is going to go down, and then the cost of the paper on the back end, the finished product, is going to go up.
Yeah, the end consumer always eats it, but it's funny, we caught it. We're learning about this, from you, because you're on the front end of this thing. So we could take away from this short conversation that paper products are about to go up, and probably quite a bit.
Yeah, look, I met with a guy yesterday that controls probably 50% of the corn in Louisiana, and he showed me how he prices it. And one of the big things is, one thing you've talked about is fertilizer. Well, the thing that was not in there, but it's hidden, is all of the harvesting, the herbicide, pesticide application, fertilizer application, planting, all of that energy, or all of the power that takes to get that stuff done, is done by diesel tractors. Well, if their fuel costs are going up, guess what? Everything else is going up. And all of the numbers that he showed me yesterday, there was some of the, like, fertilizer had gone up 200%. Some of the pesticides and herbicide application had gone up 150%. And he was looking at something that said, basically they track it on a world. The world needs 2 billion bushels of corn a year to satisfy our needs. And he said something along the lines of yesterday that they're projecting it's going to be 1.2 billion this year. And he said if it gets below 1 billion, people freak out. And I asked him, I said, well, will that hit the news? He said, no, that shortage won't hit the news right away. It'll take some time before people really start understanding what's happening. But he said inside our industry, if we don't grow and deliver over 1 billion bushels of corn a year, we're in trouble. And he said right now they're looking at 1.2 billion. When the minimum, or the normal yield is 2 billion.
Yeah, corn's going to be outrageous next year. Maybe we'll call it Bitcoin.
Yep.
All right, Trey. Well,
if you ever get a chance to come over here, we need to go. You need to meet that guy, because you'd be all up in his wheelhouse, because it's very interesting.
Oh yeah. See, I like learning about it before. I was talking to my dad this morning, and stagflation is starting to hit the news, and we've been talking about it 4 or 5 months ago.
Right.
So by the time it hits the news, it's too late. But we can make adjustments now for what's coming, and do better.
That's right. Yep.
Well, brother.
Yeah, the thing is you change is constant. Figure out how to adapt quickly and buy the toilet paper before everybody shows up to buy toilet paper. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you need to learn something from coronavirus. If people didn't learn anything from the virus, from all that happened,
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot to take away from that. And
oh yeah, I know. My wife no longer questions me when I says, "Hey, we need to go stock up on this," or "Hey, stop and fill up. Do not come home with an empty tank of gas. Get gas."
Yeah, that's right.
She doesn't question it anymore.
That's right. Well, Trey, I appreciate your info on the logging and the corn. I want to meet that guy and try to shine a light on this ahead of time.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, anytime.
All right, brother. Later.
See you.
Bye. So, if you have a business that uses paper products or boxes or anything like that, you might think about getting a little extra or maybe even a lot extra now before the prices go up. Just a thought. Not advice, I'm not telling you what to do. It's just a thought. Y'all have an awesome, awesome day. Later.